That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients and better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back, everybody, to Halifax, getting ready for this bronze medal game at the University Cup, as it'll be UNB taking on the University of Windsor Lancers. Let's give you the starting goaltenders for both these teams. Mac Donoso, there you see his numbers. Look at that shiny 9.921 save percentage. And Remy Delafontaine, he had a rough one last night, but he's here today, and they're going to try to win themselves a bronze medal. There you see the officials. Pierce, Gore are the referees. McConnell and LaPointe are the linesmen. As we said, going to be tough to get these guys motivated, but there is a medal on the line here.
And once that puck drops and someone gets that first hit and first shot, we've got a game going.
So we're underway. Shaw down in the corner. There's Batizian. He's out there with Morgan and also Baber. So there you see Batizian going right at Donoso. And Batizian, a little bit of an agitator, and he's ready to play this game.
Well, not surprised that it's Mike Batizian right in on top of the goalie 11 seconds into the game right now. He's that engine that gets that UNB team going. And I watched him downstairs doing his morning stretch, and I thought it would be gingerly this morning. He was high intensity the way he's played this entire tournament.
Bench is a little short here for UNB. They have some injuries. Colton Kammerer, no surprise there that he's not playing, has an upper body injury. So I believe they have 9 forwards in this one. Here's Roloffs. Roloffs takes a shot and he missed. Back to the point. That's blockered aside by Donoso. Dubois sent it to the net. A chance right there for Roloffs. They score. Stuart Roloffs. And the account is open early here for UNB.
You know, Peter, we've had a lot of early goals in the tournament so far, and this is no different this morning. The UNB player picks the puck up at the back end. He throws a pass down into the slot where we've seen a lot of action this weekend, and then boom, Rudolph's in front of the net and he's able to tip it in. Look at him driving hard here to the net. Creates the screen for the shot coming, but he's able to intercept the puck. Has Donoso going to the right. He puts it in on the left side.
Okay, back to the live action. Stuart Roloffs, a power play specialist. 3 power play goals in the AUS postseason, 8 during the regular season. And he was in his office right in front of the opposition net. Here's Eli Barnett. He'll bank it off the glass. Miller under pressure. He gets taken down by Torrance. And now here's Colton Smith. And that's going to be offside at the line. Colton Smith, 21 goals during the regular season. And player that made the all-rookie team. And there's Rob Henniger. His second year as the head coach, taking over for Gardner McDougall. And I wonder what the speech was heading into this one.
Well, I think, when you're Coach Henniger right now, you're looking at the longevity of your program. Here you're at a national championship, second time in 2 years. You got to keep building, and you got to keep encouraging the guys to remember the experience.
Play back inside the Windsor zone. Here's Grabner. He'll start out. He'll play it down the line. He was looking for Boucher, and that's going to be an icing call. And Kevin Hamlin, he's been the head coach of this Windsor team since 08, 09, and he has had a lot of success.
Kevin Hamlin is a coach's player. And I talked to him early this morning. I said, Kev, how you feeling? He goes, like any other day, we're here to win, we're here to play.
And there was a lot of bounce in the step of these Windsor players. They were warming up, making noise.
Well, you would have thought they were going into the gold medal game the way they prepared this morning.
Dylan Shivas was there, cracking jokes, bouncing around. Board battle down low now in Windsor territory. In Windsor, they had a solid regular season. 18-7-3-0, 39 points, tops in the OUA West. And getting out of the OUA West, that's tough. Or the OUA in total.
The OUA in total. When you look at teams like UQTR, you have Concordia, you have McGill, you have Toronto Metropolitan University, and now you got Queen's University. You've got some of the top teams in university hockey all in one conference.
Here's McMullen. He'll shuffle it off to the wing for Hins. And Cheney breaks up the play. Roloff's the goal scorer back there. He'll rim it hard around the boards. Right back in. Lancers making a change here. As you see, Justin Nole, this smooth skating defenseman for UNB, starts out. Played it to the wing. Gobert, she gets wallpapered by Baber. Shaw gave it up. Bad turnover. There's a shot. That was Roloff's again. Roloff's loves to shoot the puck. You don't have to coax him to shoot that puck. Shaw plays it over for McMullen. And these backboards very active here at Scotiabank Centre. Shaw lost a handle. Petesian jumped on him. Over here for Cody Morgan. Up into the high slot. Cole Huckins comes down, tried to center it, went off his skate. Shaw's going to try to retrieve it in the corner and is successful. Shivas up along the boards. Petesian. Good backup by 71 as he wraps it back in. Zone time here now for the Reds. Here's Petesian in front, and he just spun and put that wide on the blocker side of Donoso. Taves blocked his shot. Now Shivas trying to get it out. Donoso had it. He was going to play it and skipped away from him. There's a shot there from Barnett. That got deflected wide by Morgan. Into the slot. Petesian ripped it, and the glove comes out for Donoso, and we'll get a stoppage here. 16:30 remaining in the first.
One of the things you're looking at this morning is a product of the fact that the games were played so hard. We've got some injuries going today. UNB's got a different lineup. They've got 10 forwards. You look out there, you see Huckin, Morgan, and Petesian. They haven't played together all tournament, and they're having fun out there moving the puck. And right now, Windsor can't find a way to get the puck out of their zone because they're not used to seeing those three guys coming at them.
Puck sent down the ice. Miller back for it. Got his first taste of action in the tournament yesterday against St. Mary's. Cote gave it away. Miller is there, and Windsor now, they'll try to start out and head the other way. Fan pass, and you got to wonder about the ice too. How chopped up is this ice going to be?
Well, the puck's bouncing, and it's still pretty early. We're only in the first 5 minutes this morning.
Played ahead for McPhee. McPhee had a couple of goals last night in that loss to the Patriots. Nole off to the flank. Flagden, he couldn't play it forward. There's Cunningham. He has a couple of goals in this tournament for the Lancers. McNamara, nice play to get it to Grabner, and then on here. And it's dumped in by Hamlin. And that's McPhee. McPhee took a stick, I guess, to the face, and he's going up. He had a rough night. He got bounced around in that game against the Pats.
McPhee is heading down the tunnel to the dressing room right now.
Chivas, former Quebec Rampart, he'll go diagonally, and Foss will get it down low. Getting his first taste of action, Sal Calora, number 18 for Windsor. So it was a puck that he got to the mouth. Let's see what happened here. And Hamlin on it, and he ramped up off his stick and
ramped right up and caught him underneath. And Braden McPhee's been a real dynamo on the physical side for UNB. To lose him this early in the game right now, I'm sure he'll be back, but that'll take a little bit of the offense out of UNB's play right now.
Went head first in one of the dashers last night. There's Thomas LaRouche. He gets wallpapered. Dubois centers it. Roloffs, and he shoots and scores. Stuart Roloffs coming right down Main Street on his tape and in the back of the net. And it's 2-0 for the Reds.
We'll have another look at this. There's a battle down low inside the Windsor zone, and Roloffs goes right to the slot. And he's your prototypical goal scorer. That's 2 in a row. That's his second goal today, and we're only 6 minutes into the game. We'll keep our eye on him today as well.
Stuart Roloffs played in Greenville in the ECHL. Decided to come to UNB, and boy, he has been a force for this team and just giving this Reds team more depth. So 2 goals in 5 minutes for Stuart Roloffs. Shuffle off to the wing. That's blocked aside by De La Fontaine, and then he covers up.
Well, we're through the first 6 minutes of the game, and that's Windsor's first shot. You know, we know UNB is an offensive juggernaut, but right now, Windsor hasn't been able to get much in the way of offense going. But you saw what they did. They came down, they put the shot on net, they go hard. They're a team that likes to play in the blue paint. And if they're going to have an opportunity today, that's where they've got to get the puck.
Face off to the right of De La Fontaine, back to the point. Miller send that down and around. Cote pinches. Mancini, number 55, the big defenseman for UNB, tried to rim it around the boards. Not successful. He'll get to it on that far side. He'll loop it here for Blackton. Collision there is Carruthers. Carruthers is an abrasive forward on this UNB team, and now UNB, they got to tag up to center ice. Moving on in, that was Owen Jones, and then cleared down the ice by the Reds. Here's McNamara over here for Boucher. McNamara couldn't get that deep. And now this is Foss over here for Calori. Fans on the shot. It's tied up into the corner, and the Reds will try to break out of their own zone. Here's Roloffs. He has 2 goals, so we're finding out from Rob Pizzo that McPhee has lost a couple of teeth, so we'll see if he comes back into this game. Here's Barnett with a shot. That didn't get to the net. Off the boards, Barnett momentarily held the line. Now here's a partial 2-on-1. Boucher centers it as he was trying to get it to Calora, and now Barnett leads the rush. 3-on-2 for UNB. That pass goes off a stick. Dubois has to contend with the referee. Centers it out in front and then gobbled up by McMillan. He'll blaze a trail down that far side. Here's McMillan. Good stick by Eli Barnett. And it comes to Remy De La Fontaine, and he will freeze it. 12-12 remaining here in the first period. Let's take a look at the 2 goals by Stuart Roloffs.
Well, as we said, Stuart Roloff's an offensive juggernaut here. He gets himself to the front of the net. He's able to intercept the puck coming from the back end, and he puts it up over Max Donoso as he's got Donoso moving right to left. And here he cuts through the middle again, almost in the same position as the first goal. Right on the back end, takes the pass, and makes no mistake.
He knows how to score goals. He's a professional goal scorer. Stuart Roloffs. Here's Shivas. He'll push it ahead. Can't connect on that pass. Off a skate, comes to center ice. Morgan over here for D'Amato. Nudged aside by Donoso. Soccer style kick by Roberto Mancini. Not the soccer Roberto Mancini. I asked him that question earlier this season. Did your parents name you because of the soccer player and soccer coach? He said, no, I don't think they even know who that Roberto Mancini is. So,
well, there's got to be something in the bloodline. I saw him downstairs this morning warming up, and he can kick a soccer ball.
So face off to the left of Donoso. Neighbor comes in to take the face off. Dobrich lost it. Barnett, his shot went off the backside of Shaw, off to the side of the Windsor net. And now UNB doing a great job of holding it in, and now it comes out to center ice. So the lines are in a bit of a mixer here for these teams, and there is McPhee. He's back out there. Boy, he's a gamer. As Rob Pizzo, he gave us the information that he lost some teeth. Dobrich hits center ice, diagonal dump in. Trying to get on it is Linklater. Linklater wins the puck battle. Smith from low to high. Miller with a shot. That got diffused. And now Nole, he'll just loop it out of the zone. Jumping on it is Nick Blagden. Kept in the zone by Roloffs. There's a shot by Savoie. No problems for Donoso. Again, more zone time here for the Reds. Roloffs, high slot, takes a shot. That got deflected wide. Dubois trying to come out of the corner and can't. Pass over here for Smith. He just deflected it out of the zone and sent right back in by the Reds. Approaching the halfway point of this first period in the bronze medal game. Stuart Roloffs is the story. He's got both the goals, and there's Stuart Roloffs right on cue as he stole that puck. Owen Jones up along the wing. That puck bouncing around a little bit. Played to center ice, but Teasian, he got canceled out by Grabner. And it's funny, when this UNB team came into the rink, they didn't have a lot of hop in their step. But right now, the game's going on. They got hop in their step on the ice.
Well, what you're seeing is they've got a short bench this morning with 10 forwards, so there's a lot of go and get up and go and get up and go. And they're going right now.
And I'm sure it's been a long, long time since any of these guys had to get up this early to play, you know, hey, this is professional hockey in my mind, a professional hockey game.
Yeah, and they left the rink last night a little dejected, but they got here this morning and said, hey, we got to put on our equipment. We're going to go from the get-go to the end of the game today.
Ozone face-off here now for the Lancers. Shots on net 8-1 in favor of UNB. Barnett, he'll slide it behind his net. Mancini will just send it down the ice in the neutral zone, played to an open wing. And now Cole Huckins. Huckins down this right flank, spins away, lost the puck. Here's Nole with a shot that's loose out in front. And Windsor really having a time of it, trying to connect on passes and get some offensive zone time. LaRouche, that slipped away from him. Around the boards, McMullen waiting for it. He'll play it to the middle of the ice for Hins, off his stick. And now Baber. Baber moves in, tried to split the defense, couldn't. Shaw to center ice. Here's Shaw, he's got McMullen with him. McMullen, his uncle is three-time Stanley Cup champion Terry Crisp. Way back to the point, Chivas with a shot. And now taking it back the other way is Nole. He gets stopped up and he'll remaneuver. Boucher with speed. Couldn't turn the corner on Nole. Around the boards, Chivas, he has to backpedal. As that's Torrance dumps it in, wants to chase after it. Chivas off the boards, he takes a hit, as that was Blagden got physical with him. Puck goes off a skate, down the ice, a race and chase. Look at McPhee. McPhee on his horse. I would think he's in an ornery mood. He got hit into the dasher last night, took a stick to the face last night as well. He did score 2 goals, and he's lost some teeth here because of a puck.
You don't want to upset McPhee right now.
Yeah, he's got a burr under his saddle, I'm sure. Here's Blagden now. He heads north. Blagden in over the line. Lost the puck at the last minute. Now he picks it up again in that far side. Tried to feed it to the point for Nole. That play was disrupted. Played to an open wing, and this is Colton Smith. He have 21 goals on the season. 4th best mark in all of U Sports, and as a rookie doing that. Smith tried to play it back. Good job by Grabner to keep it in. McNamara with a shot. That went off of roll-offs. Here's Sam Grabner. That's blocked. Here's Batizian on his horse, taking it to the net. A partial breakaway, and then Grabner. Good job by Sam Grabner to come back. I kind of thought that Batizian was going to put the Jets on there, but Grabner did a great job defensively.
Well, Petizian hit the brakes looking for a Maverick-type flyby, and he saw roll-offs coming, and he was dialed in to feed him the puck in the high slot where he sits in his office.
Puck goes right to Donoso. Found out yesterday, Donoso, a certified pilot. Chivas, east-west pass there. There's a shot by Jones. Rebound. Chance for Cunningham. He's got 2 goals in this tournament. Puck bounces around. Carruthers trying to hunt it down. 5:28 remaining in this opening period. Whoa, that was dangerous. Came off the end boards, and Jones almost put it in his own net.
Max Donoso doesn't need his own players taking shots at him this morning.
Here's Owen Jones. Weaves his way into the O-zone, gets the loose puck. The shot goes off the stick of Eli Barnett. And now Barnett, he's been carrying the puck quite a bit here in this opening period. Big number 20, San Jose Shark draft pick, and a former University of Vermont player. So that puck is tapped at and goes out over the UNB bench. We'll step away. It is UNB with a 2-0 lead in this bronze medal game.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ici-tout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
You know, UNB forward Braden McPhee, he's in very familiar territory in this building. Remember, he played 198 games with the Halifax Mooseheads and had a very emotional night here as well. His mother passed away in April of 2023, and in November that year, they had Moosehead Fights Cancer Night, and he scored a goal on that night, immediately pointing to the sky. He became really emotional. It was a really emotional night, so really an area and a building he is really emotional for him and close to his heart. And a quick clarification on his injury. I want to let you know that it's actually not that he lost some teeth. He had a fake tooth. It popped out, but I'm happy to report it is safely returned to its proper place in his mouth.
Well, I mean, if you're going to lose teeth, you would rather lose fake teeth, right?
Well, exactly. And if you're a hockey player and you've lost a tooth, you're a hockey player.
Yes. Yeah, if you can get a puck in the mouth and lose some teeth, I think you can do okay in hockey. Here's Baber in the corner. Comes from a hockey family. His dad played for the Sioux Greyhounds in the OHL. Grandfather played for the Sioux Greyhounds way back when in the old Northern Ontario Hockey League. Cote blazes a trail down this near side wing that went up the stick of D'Amato. Grabner can't keep it in and then sends it right back in on the second opportunity as the Lancers have to tag up. There's the aforementioned McPhee at the blue line. Langdon has to backpedal inside his own zone. 3:34 remaining in this opening period of the bronze medal game. And just a reminder, we'll have the gold medal game that will feature St. Mary's and Trois-Rivières, and that should be a very interesting matchup. Just a reminder that U Sports, they want to know how you feel about viewing U Sports. They'd like to get your feedback, so click on the QR code, follow the directions, and tell us what you think. 3:26 remaining in this opening frame. There's a shot right there by Shivas. Got blocked, and now McPhee, he'll race up the ice here. Braden McPhee drops it off for Blackton. Battle in the corner by McNamara. Now it comes loose for Linklater. Linklater over the line. Blackton came back on the back check, disrupted the play, and now here's Roloffs. Roloffs already has 2 goals, trying to take it to the net. He had Doberts all over him. Roloffs has got some jump here. Savoie trying to pin that puck up against the end boards. Kicks at it. Loose puck gathered up by D'Amato. Morgan off to the wing. Roloffs in front. Dubois, and he hammered that one over top of the cage. That was a good look for Jacques Dubois. Morgan over here now for Carruthers. Carruthers moves a rebound. They score! Jacques Dubois. Open 4x6. And he could have put it in if he had a blindfold on. And it's now 3-0 for UNB.
Well, this play starts as a 2-on-1 here on the defenseman. Carruthers takes the shot. The rebound comes off his pad. And he's standing right, Dubois standing right there, right in the right spot. They've scored 3 goals from right in front of Max Donoso so far. And you know, Peter, we're looking at this and we're watching all the mix and matching going on. There's 2 things I've noticed. UNB's playing a really good structure in their own zone, and they're playing some great pond hockey when they get inside the offensive zone. There's a lot of puck movement, a lot of creativity, and it looks like they're having fun out there right now.
And they've got a 3-0 lead. And the duo of Dubois and Stuart Roloffs, they've been very solid in this one. Those 2 gentlemen, they've accounted for the points here. Jones plays it behind the net. 1:37 remaining here in the first. Funnel down to the corner. That play is broken up. Petesian, he gets knocked down by Cunningham. Back here for Sam Grabner. He'll play it over. There's a shot by McNamara, and that got deflected and goes out of play. So we just talked about it. Big gold medal game coming up here at the University Cup. And there you see noon Eastern, Trois-Rivières and St. Mary's. And Trois-Rivières, my goodness. I mean, they came out of the gate last night against this UNB team and they rolled them. There's no other way of saying it.
They came out last night and they were just possessed to make sure that they executed their game plan, and it just took them from start to finish, scoring 12 seconds into the game and scoring again late in the period yesterday. They were just focused and they just executed perfectly.
Play behind the UNB net, and now Blagden has it and he'll flip it out. I mean, if you're Tyler Nogler, what has to be the game plan for you with the St. Mary's Huskies?
Well, St. Mary's Huskies has come in here and they've had a mindset. It's all in, let's go all out. And they've played physical, high tempo. They've got some really skilled players. They've got a strong goaltender. They've got strong defense. They play a really good structured system. And they're happy to just get high and hard on the puck. The difficulty they may have today is they're playing a UQTR team that's really, really skilled. They find holes, they find seams, and they attack.
So that should be a good one. You'll see it on CBC this afternoon at 12 Eastern. This one winding down in the first period. And UNB with a solid first 20 minutes of play. As we had Stuart Rolos with 2 goals. Jacques Dubois had a goal. Those two gentlemen have played all season long. You can tell there's, you know, some cohesion between those two.
Yeah, you can see the chemistry that they have. Every time one's got the puck, he knows where the other one's going to be. They look for each other, and they feed off of each other. And that's fun to watch when players are having that much fun playing out on the ice.
So, bronze medal game that sees UNB out in front. Let's go down to Rob Pizzo, who's with Stuart Roloffs, who has 2 goals in this game. Rob?
Well, thank you very much, Stuart. The big question, how would your team respond on such a quick turnaround? You were playing not many hours ago. You come out. I would say that first 20 minutes would have to make you and your team pretty happy.
Yeah, obviously it's not easy with the quick turnaround. Not much sleep last night, but you know, UNB hockey, there's no excuses, and I think we showed that in the first period. I think we played pretty well. We just got to keep it going.
You found the back of the net twice in that period. Walk us through those 2 goals.
Yeah, first one, great shot from the D. I think it was Barnett. Blagden, good tip, and then I just found the rebound and somehow squeaked through. Second one, Dubois and LaRouche just made great plays down low, found me in the slot, and just put pucks on net, good things happen.
You mentioned no excuses. What's it say about the character of your team that you can have, you know, a really tough loss last night and be able to bounce back this quickly?
Yeah, our room's full of character guys. Obviously, you know, disappointed in last night. You know, the standard of UNB hockey is to win nationals every year, but you know, I think if you told us second week of January that we would be up 3-0 after the first period in the bronze medal game, that, you know, we wouldn't have believed you. So, you know, we're happy with the first period. We just got to keep it going.
Thanks so much. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
So Stuart Roloffs has 2 goals. UNB, they lead this one 3-0 over Windsor. Stepping out, coming back with more of our intermission report right after this on CBC Gem.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine. Parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit. Sur ici-tout.tv.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Hey you sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Stuart Roloffs is the story so far in this one. He has 2 goals. UNB, they lead Windsor 3-0 in this bronze medal match. Matt McNamara is the captain of the Windsor team. He's the ultimate leader. Let's spend 2 minutes with him right now.
My name's Matt McNamara. I'm a 5th-year master's student, number 21, and I'm a defenseman. I started playing hockey when I was around 4 or 5 years old. Kind of just stemmed from family. Had some uncles and cousins that played in the NHL. So my parents got me into it at a young age. My style of play is kind of like a two-way defender. Like jumping up into the rush when I can, but try to be as steady as possible in my own end. We have so many great leaders on this team, so the secondary leadership kind of makes my job easy. But just try and make sure everyone's kind of on the same page, hold people accountable, and work as hard as I can, lead by example. I think just because we're really resilient, and when we deal with adversity, we kind of find a way to get through it. And we just have 30 unbelievable athletes, unbelievable guys, and we're a really close family. Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, to be at this tournament's one of 8 teams left in Canada, kind of showcase our talents outside of Ontario and see kind of the competition that's around this area. Of course, I mean, being in Halifax is incredible. This is my first time being here. I've never played here, obviously, but this facility is absolutely beautiful, and the city so far has been incredible. So we're really happy and excited to be in Halifax. I mean, it's been incredible being a U Sports athlete. My 5 years have been best years of my life. Made some lifelong friendships. Met a lot of amazing people along the way. It's been incredible. Sport of hockey has really helped me become a better person just by kind of being involved in team sports, meeting new people along the way. It's really broadened my horizon. It's obviously brought me to places like here where I never thought I'd be. So obviously it's opened up a lot of doors, especially through school and through jobs. So it's been incredible.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble. Avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
This isn't about just showing up. It's about what you're willing to give. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. The work that matters, it happens long before anyone's watching. But it's never done alone. And when it gets hard, this team's behind you. Because the biggest victories, they're the ones that we earn together.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients. And better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
Welcome back to Halifax. After 20 minutes of play from the Scotiabank Centre, UNB Reds have a 3-0 lead over the University of Windsor Lancers in this bronze medal game. Let's show the folks out there some numbers after 20 minutes of play. And UNB, they didn't look too enthusiastic coming into this building, but they've got themselves a 3-0 lead.
Right now, Pierre, you got to take a look at the shot clock. They've got 10 shots on net. They're driving hard in the offensive zone. They're putting pucks out to the middle, and they've got guys following up the play. They're out there having fun today, They know there's a bronze medal on the line, and we'll show you some of the visual evidence here. We got Roloff standing in front of his office. Puck comes from the back end. He stops it, then he follows through and puts it up. And then we have a really unfortunate thing here. Braden McPhee, the puck ramps up off his stick and catches him just under the visor, and we heard he's lost a chiclet today. Then we go back and we've got Roloffs again in his office. Puck comes to him and he makes no mistake. Windsor comes down hard but doesn't have an answer, and they've got Della LaFontaine standing up hard in the net today. Then we've got a great shot off the pad and a drive by Dubois to the net to tuck home that rebound. We've also had some pretty heavy physical play in this first period. For an early morning game with these guys to be up and be playing that physical, you know they want to win that bronze medal today.
We'll come right back. Second period action right here on CBC Gem.
Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back, everybody, to Halifax. There you see the score line after one period of play from Scotiabank Centre. UNB, they're in front by a score of 3-0. And we get ready for second period action here. And Kevin Hamlin, talked to him yesterday getting ready for that St. Mary's game, and boy, nervous, you know. And here's a guy that's been around for a long time, and he still has that nervous energy. It was kind of inspiring in a way.
Well, you know, when you play university hockey, you play 2 games a week. You come from a 60-game schedule to a 30-game schedule. Every game is a playoff game at any other level when you're playing university hockey.
So, just underway, and we'll get re-racked here. see Caden Faust. He's had a solid tournament, and the captain, Matt McNamara, who we featured in our intermission report. Such a great leader.
You know, the one thing each one of these players has talked about is character. And he certainly...
Oh, he personifies that.
He personifies character.
Look out to center ice now. McNamara trying to move in offensively. Tied up there with Petizian, and Petizian, I think, is going to go off. He looks to the heavens as he had McNamara wrapped up a little bit.
And we're gonna have Windsor's first opportunity on the power play here to see what they can do and hopefully come out with some offense. We'll take a look at that penalty one more time here. So we've got a hard drive by Windsor coming down. And McNamara is skating hard with it, moves to the outside, and Petizian just gets the stick inside. We've seen 4 or 5 of those sort of soft, easy penalties called in this tournament so far.
One thing that Kevin Hamlin would like to see is more pucks on net. Shoot that puck. There's a shot there, and they score right on cue. As Shivas put it to the net, and Linklater was right there on the doorstep. He wasn't boxed out, and it's now a 3-1 score.
You know, Peter, nothing does more on offense than getting a puck to the net, and that's exactly what we saw. Not a lot of fancy play. A wall battle down low in the corner. Defenseman picks up the puck, throws it at the net. Della LaFontaine can handle the rebound, and Linklater standing right on the doorstep. We've seen 4 goals all scored from the same area right up there on the blue paint.
Linklater had a great OUA playoffs in 5 games. He had 3 goals and 2 assists. And he's got his side on the board here. They open up their account early in this second period. LaFontaine will leave it for Barnett at the center ice. Gilbert couldn't hang on to that puck. Here's Barnett. Barnett has been very active here, number 20. Plays it ahead, deflected in by Dubois. Shivas, long stretch pass, and Owen Jones, he was going to take that stick and smash it off the boards there. Don't tell me this game doesn't mean much to these two teams.
Yeah, and the thing that we're seeing today as well, Peter, is early goals. We had one in 42 seconds. We've had goals scored at 12 seconds in the tournament, and we've been watching that all week throughout the tournament. Teams come out hard, come out energized, and they're able to create quick offense.
Face off to the right of Donoso. Gilbert trying to work it out. It finally comes out to center ice. UNB jumps back on it. D'Amato named to the AUS All-Rookie Team, U Sports All-Rookie Team. He's had a phenomenal season. An undersized defenseman that sees the ice very well. This is Huckins. Across for Nolay. He'll peel just inside the line. Nolay, good puck handling ability, skates the line. Still has that puck from the half wall. Play it back up top. D'Amato trying to spin away from his man. Look at D'Amato. He'll filter it down low. Huckins will chase it down on the far side. UNB just relentless in this cycle. Shaw trying to take it away from Huckins. And now finally, Shivas, he'll just tap it down the ice. Puck in, here's McPhee. Lost that false tooth. Seems to be okay.
Doesn't seem to have slowed him down.
Now on the other hand, you got Shivas. He's got a broken nose. He's wearing the full shield. And talked to him yesterday, and he says, yeah, it's broken, and I'm having a hard time breathing. But he's still out there. He's a hockey player.
Got to play through adversity.
Yes. And I don't think there are other athletes around, other than the hockey players, that play through some of the worst things, you know, worst injuries or situations than hockey players. Puck at center ice. There's Taves. He played his junior hockey in Alberta, in the Alberta Junior Hockey League.
You know, Peter, you want to talk about hockey players, you talk about athletes. Hockey is the only sport where you're actually playing 3 inches off the playing surface and you're playing on a 1/4 inch of steel. You got to have balance, you got to have endurance, and you got to have great physicality to be able to play this game. And then if you're an offensive player, you got to have a real high IQ and really good vision.
I mean, you got to be able to skate. That's the thing. Almost all these other sports are things that you do on a normal basis. You walk, you run. I mean, you got to be in shape, but you also have to skate, which is a skill onto its own.
I may be a little biased, but I got to tell you, I think hockey is the best sport in the world.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Don't say that to my basketball friends, though. Don't let them know I said that. No, the sport is just unbelievable. And when you're calling games with great young men like this that we're seeing out here, I mean, Dylan Chivas, how could you not like Dylan Chivas?
Oh.
You know, or Matt McNamara, or Cole Huckins. So.
Yeah, you're talking to Dylan Stevens, and he's talking about his broken nose, and he's sniffling, and he's got a smile on his face.
Yeah. Here's Kalora now in the corner. He gets a chance to play here. And just like UNB, I am sure there's some players on that Lancers team less than 100%. Out to center ice, Faust. Over the line. He'll chip and chase into the corner. Gets on it first. Takes a bump. He'll play it back to Chivas. Tried to hold the line, and he does. Chivas now, he was looking to get it across for Boucher. And now here comes UNB. Huckins in the corner. Got canceled up by Chivas. Boucher. He relays that to Faust. Boucher now trying to throw a hit. Lowers the boom there on Barnett. Nolay. Oh, nifty pass. Went between the legs. And Nolay trying to get away from the forecheck. Lost the puck. Here's Owen Jones from the corner. Jones tried to slide it across. That was sealed off on the near side by De La Fontaine. Cote played a little hockey in the NCAA with Union College. Sent down behind that Lancer net. Hamlin gets it around the boards. There's Cunningham trying to make an adjustment. There's somebody telling Cote to wheel. And again, still not out of the zone as UNB just relentless here on this cycle. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this second period. Jones. He'll dump the puck in. Hipped in there by Shaw. Off the boards and out of the zone. There's McMullen. McMullen couldn't handle it cleanly. McNamara keeps it in. This is Shaw with a shot. Wire that one wide. Grabner on that far point. Plays it half wall into the slot for Hins. Out of his reach. And Hins will just send it right back in. And it's frozen by De La Fontaine.
No matter your interests, whatever your goals, find a career that fits you in the Canadian Armed Forces.
So there you have it, the big enchilada, the big kahuna, the gold medal game as the Patriots will take on the St. Mary's Huskies. And that'll be interesting. I mean, we were hoping, we really thought there was going to be, a barn burner of a game last night between UNB and the Patriots, and it didn't transpire. We'll have to see here how St. Mary's handles this situation, because that Patriots team, they're loaded for bear.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I looked at that game last night, and I thought we would have a really high intensity game with low scoring, and it was just we had the high intensity, but we had a lot of high scoring and a lot of high scoring opportunities in that game as well. Like UNB had some really good opportunities, and UQTR's goalie Grimard was just outstanding last night. And they, from the get-go in the game off the opening draw, they were able to get their offense going, and they're just an offensive juggernaut. So they're going to have a team with a really high offensive press coming at them, and they're able to find seams to get out of their zone, and they're able to attack with a lot of speed. So I think that's going to be a really interesting matchup this afternoon.
And I think it really deflated UNB to give up that goal 12 seconds in.
Yeah. Well, they came out to be on their toes, and they ended up on their heels right off the start of the game, right out of the start of the gate.
And I wonder, too, in that game, you know, the Pats came out in the pregame with their dark jerseys, and there was a delay. I kind of wonder, do you think that had any effect on UNB?
I think it did. I think when you're pumped up, you come in after the warm-up, you're ready to go. The coaches come in, the coaches give their messaging before, and then they have to sit there for an extra 15 minutes.
Right.
You sit there and you start to overthink. And UQTR was sitting there going, hey, we're going to talk to each other. We're going to take our time here. We've got to change our uniforms. They'll wait. When we're ready, we're going out. And UNB was sitting there going, I hope they're coming. We're ready. And then the Patriots came out, and 12 seconds to go, they showed what they were all about.
Now, I'm going to ask you this here. He's a good friend of your, Marc-Etienne Hubert. You think that was kind of planned, or was it a genuine mistake with the color of the uniforms?
Oh, I'm not sure about that part, but I will tell you. I know him well enough that he was going to gain that advantage by telling his guys, hey, we don't have to rush here.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you're at a tournament like this, there is a little bit of gamesmanship that goes on, and that never hurts.
Right.
And it certainly didn't hurt UQTR or Marc-Etienne last night.
No, not at all. 7-4 victory against a pretty good UNB team. Puck sent down in the corner now. Offensive zone face-off for UNB. Here's McMullen. And that's going to be offside at the Reds' blue line. So play kind of bogged down a little bit here.
You know, after that Windsor goal, there's been some pretty good action at both ends. Some really good high-moving passes coming from the corners out to the front of the net. But we've only had that one goal, and it's on a power play right now.
Right.
And even though Windsor's closed the gap, they haven't been able to climb back and take advantage since then because UNB is still coming at them.
And this Windsor team, they have played a lot of hockey. I mean, UNB, they had a bye in the first round of the AUS playoffs, so a little bit of a breather for them, but Windsor, they've been busy. Puck on that far side. Rolls down the ice. D'Amato, he'll go D to D. Mancini settles it down. Here's Dubois. Dubois is a big body forward. Centered it out in front, and Donoso will freeze it.
You know, Peter, you mentioned a big body forward. We've got Mike Batizian at 5'7" who plays like he's 7'6". But you take a look at the back end on most of these teams here in the tournament. The average height is 6'3". You know, you've got some really big-bodied men out there, but you watch how fast they move and how skilled they are and how physical their presence is when they're going hard into the corners.
You know, I was watching the warm-up, and Cote was out there. He's a big defenseman, but he could really move his feet. I mean, very agile, and it's strange because you don't think a guy 6'4", 6'5" can move his feet and have the speed they do, but a lot of these guys, I mean, they're just unbelievable on those blades.
Yeah, they're agile.
And over the line, it's Cody Morgan, surrounded by some Lancers. Taves mentioned that he played his junior hockey in the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Played for Grand Prairie, where his dad is the president of the team. Taking a break. UNB up by 2.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
You know, we've talked a lot about the tough turnaround between the semifinal and the bronze medal game. You have to somehow switch from being absolutely devastated to motivated. Well, when Windsor head coach Kevin Hamlin was asked about that at the press conference yesterday, his response was direct and to the point. He looked right at the press and said, quote, "Take a good look at me. Do I look rattled?" He added that they didn't come here hoping to win. They came here expecting to win, and that's what they expect to do today. They've got some work to do, though, down 3-1 in the second period.
Thank you very much, Rob. And Kevin Hamlin, he's a pretty good player in his own right, a real good goaltender for the University of Toronto.
Kevin Hamlin was an all-Canadian goaltender at U of T, and he won this tournament as a player.
So he knows the sacrifices that have to be made to win a national title. There's a chance there for Roloffs. Roloffs, boy, when he gets into that slot, I mean, he is deadly.
You know, you look at Roloffs out there, and he's going right to the middle of the ice. And even though he's not thinking, he knows in the back of his mind, I got to keep shooting the puck. I'm one away from that hat trick. That would be a memory for life in the bronze medal game, getting a hat trick in his university career.
He had a solid season this year for the Reds. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing in the ECHL, that's great, but when a program like this comes calling, you kind of have to think about maybe going back to school. Race and chase the other way, and that's going to be an icing call against Windsor. Cunningham thought that he outraced Savoie to the dot, but they have a laugh about it.
You know, you mentioned the ECL and then coming back to school. The one thing is, your education will always be with you. You can always go back to the ECHL after. And the opportunity, as you say, to play in a program like the UNB Reds is something that'll be with you for the rest of your life. As will a pro career, but you can always move on with a degree in hand into a pro career after.
I think a lot of guys, you know, after they finish junior, they say, I want to play pro, and they go to the coast. And then they get down there and they go, okay, I can play at this level. Let me go get my education. I'll come back to this later on. I mean, real good players can go play, and no disrespect to the East Coast Hockey League, because it's a tough league. But if you can figure out in that first year, the first half of the season, that I can play at this level at any time, let me go get my education. I'll come back to this.
Yeah. And, you know, I think one of the best books I ever read was The Game. And Ken Dryden says it perfectly. You know, they asked him, they said, hey, aren't you fortunate that you have a law degree to fall back on? He said, no, I'm fortunate that I have a law degree to move forward to.
Yeah, yeah. The late Ken Dryden. He did a little bit of everything. Played hockey. The law, was a hockey manager. Wrote books. So,
you know, the one thing with Ken Dryden, he was a rookie. Won a Stanley Cup first and then became Rookie of the Year. You don't see that too often, but I think Montreal's hoping to do that with Jacob Fowler.
Out in front there for Hins. Yeah, the Canadians always have this knack for finding good young goaltenders. Dumped in by Miller as he'll go off on a change. Cote fires a shot wide. There's another shot from Taves. And the puck just looped out of the zone. Shots on net now, 10-5 in favor of the Reds. Shaw has to be careful. He almost turned that puck over in a dangerous area. Cross ice. Shivas banked it off the board. Shaw dumps it in. Round it goes. Shivas. He gets met there by McPhee, who had ill intention. Now Nolay, nice tight turn. Justin Nolay, he lost the puck though. Here's Smith, and Smith with that shot. It went off the glove of Remy Delafontaine, and then he recovered.
Well, Della LaFontaine's been solid in the net throughout this tournament. You know, we'll see this on the replay here. You got UNB down in their own zone trying to make the zone exit. Windsor strips from the puck, and Della Fontaine has to come up big with the glove save. He bobbles the rebound, but he's able to recover, and he's able to freeze the puck and create the faceoff for his team to go on the defensive breakout here.
Colton Smith in the OUA playoffs, he had 3 goals and 2 assists. He's the son of LA Kings interim head coach DJ Smith. And earlier on in this tournament, I was talking to Coach Hamlin. He says, I know when DJ Smith and Dylan Shivas come into the room, his office is next to the dressing room. I know when they're in the room because everybody starts laughing. They're the 2 comedians on this Lancer team. They keep everybody loose and happy. Here's McPhee. He'll lug at the center ice, gains the O-zone. McPhee, the return pass from Torrance. Taves at center ice. In over the line, that's going to be offside. 6:41 remaining in the second period.
You know, the one thing about this game is you've got your high scorers, you've got your hitters, you've got your solid goaltending, you've got your strong defensemen. But 20 years from now, when this team reunites at UNB to be honored, they're going to remember the character of the team, and they're going to remember the characters on the team.
Right. 6:37 remaining in the period. Here's Roloffs battling for it just outside the zone. And now Dubois drops it back. No layoff to the flank, and Baber will send it in. Players telling Denoza, hey, play it. And he does. Faust, last man back. He'll play it over for Grabner. Another one of those big, tall redwoods on the back end. Savoie stepped up, made a play. Now Savoie activates. This is a shot there by Roloffs. Played over here for Boucher on the near side wing. Boucher stops up. Shot by Pelora. No problems there for Delafontaine. Petizian trying to blaze a trail down that wing. Board battle below the goal line now comes up to Cunningham. Puck just bounced out of the zone, and now Mancini has to pivot and go back for it. This is Cunningham. He'll play it behind the net. Hamlin tried to center it. Morgan looking for it as that puck bounces around. Mancini will try on the near side, and he'll just tap it off the glass and down the ice. This UNB team, boy, they had a lot of adversity coming into the season. They lost 6 players to the NCAA. This roster has basically been almost completely turned over in the last 2 seasons.
And they're still here in the bronze medal game at the national championship after all that adversity at the start of their season.
They do such a great job at recruiting players, but when you have the success that they have, it's easy to recruit, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the recruiting starts to take over by itself. Your players start recruiting other players to come because they want to bring them into that inner group inside the dressing room because they know guys will make a contribution. And there's no better recruiting than your own players, and especially when your old players are buying in and are accepting everything that you're doing with that program to try and get it to this tournament here every year.
And you notice that when you look at the rosters and you see the hometowns, and you will always see at least a couple of guys from the same hometown, and you do your research and you find out, oh, they played midget together, or they played this level of hockey together. So there's that word of mouth. Hey, come here, you'll feel comfortable. And so the players are like general managers themselves.
The other thing about that, Peter, is when they come out of midget and they're drafted into junior hockey, they don't make the choice. But when they're finished playing junior hockey, now they make the choice where they want to go, and they can pick the guys that they want to play with.
Exactly.
And it's usually the players or friends, as you say, that they've played minor hockey with and have that bond and connection.
There's this shot. Donoso got a piece of that. Well, I mean, I look at this UNB team, and you got Torrance and Gage Hayes, who is out of the lineup for UNB. They played U16 hockey together in Oshawa. They know each other very well, and I have no doubt they talked to each other about what they were going to do in terms of playing university hockey. Puck down below the goal line now in UNB territory, deflected out. Trying to race for it is LaRouche. LaRouche couldn't get there in time. Grabner beat him to the puck. Now LaRouche has it in front of chance, and they score. Cody Morgan. No, I'll go back again and say McPhee. As it's now 4-1 for UNB. So he got his face smashed in the dasher yesterday, lost a tooth today, and he's come up with a goal here.
Well, this play starts with a lot of hard work by LaRouche. He comes down, he captures the puck, he comes out on the wraparound unchallenged, puts the puck on net, and McPhee walks in and he just buries the puck. He's got to be feeling a lot better, as you say right now, about that tooth that he lost earlier in the game.
So it's a 4-1 lead here in this bronze medal game for UNB. They've got a short bench, and they've come to play here. Off the boards, here's Linkletter. He already has a goal. Missed on the short side. Game opening up just a little bit here. Carruthers, good stick by Cote, and now Taves. Taves moves in. Oh, try to make a pass. He was looking to get it to Smith. I don't want him to shoot that puck. And now we got a snarl up by the Windsor bench.
We haven't had a lot of physical play so far, and we don't want to see that right now at this point in time.
And it's McPhee again.
In there. Yep.
I'm getting the sense he can't wait to take the gear off and just chill out for a bit. Talking to Rob Henniker yesterday, and I was looking at his hockey TV, and his first pro season was the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, and Jack Capuano, who I know a little bit, was the coach, and he said, yeah, Jack's a real good guy, and I'm sure you learned some things from him, but he had a pretty good playing career himself, Rob Henniker. Played for UNB, won a couple of championships.
Yep. And you know, when you're a coach who's played in your own program, when you speak, you're speaking from experience, and that message resonates with the players. And Rob Henniker's been around that program for a long time as an assistant coach to Gardner McDougall, and all the success the Reds have had. And Rob's learned from that. He contributed as a player, learned as an assistant coach, and now right now he's putting his mark on the UNB Reds program.
Turnover behind the net, centered out in front. Voss was there, but couldn't get a stick on it. Here's Baber, weaves his way into the offensive zone, takes a shot, steered aside by Donoso, comes across the blue paint. So a penalty to both teams.
Got a lot of open ice out there right now, 4-on-4 for these two teams.
Gobert. And that's going to be offside. 117. So the season comes to an end. In your experience running the Concordia program, season comes to an end now. What's the next step for a coach? Because you're not only just a coach, you're the general manager, you're the president of hockey operations. What would you do next when the season's over like this?
Well, you're at a stage right now where you're recruiting heavily for next year. So you move right from the playing season into the recruiting season, into the preparation. Throughout the summer, you got student athletes coming in to visit all summer long, and then you're preparing for training camp. So from the time this tournament ends, there's not a lot of downtime for a university coach. They're into their prep mode, their recruiting mode, and then they're into the next training camp, getting the team prepared for next season. And some of the university teams right now are taking their players over to Europe in training camp right now. Okay. Concordia, two of the last 3 years, have held their training camp over in Europe. They've got a strong nucleus of players. They want to create that camaraderie. They want to do their team building prior to the start of the season. So as a coach, you're always planning and you're always developing.
So Keegan McMullen's gone off with a bit of a hand injury. Don't know what happened here. I guess that was the puck that hit him in the hand.
Took the shot from Huckets. We've seen a lot of block shots in this tournament.
His hand is bleeding. He's leaking a little bit, so he went right down the hallway, and he'll get looked at. Yeah, we have seen a ton of block shots. I mean, way back in the day, I mean, it'd be one or two guys that would block shots on a team. They were known as shot blockers. Now, everybody's expected to block shots. Here's Roloffs again. Roloffs, he fanned on that pass attempt. He tried to get it to Dubois, and that's going to be offside.
You know, I'm just looking at the shot clock. We haven't had a lot of shots this period. We've had a lot of attempted shots, and as we just mentioned, a lot of block shots. We've seen that, and in some of the games, we've had 2 or 3 one-goal games early in the tournament, and the difference in those games were the number of shots that were blocked that didn't make it to the goaltenders.
There's just a sea of humanity in front of the net in almost every game that you see.
You know, you take a look out there and you got a guy with 2 goals or a guy with 3 goals, and they've got 2 or 3 blocked shots as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's modern hockey.
You know, gone are the days, and this is not a criticism,
okay,
but gone are the days where you have your high-scoring Mario Lemieux. As soon as you touch the puck, they're gone outside the blue line.
Right.
Hockey's not played that way anymore. You got to play 5-on-5 in your own zone. You got to break out together, and you got to be ready to block shots and make those sacrifices in today's game.
I don't think coaches are expecting you to be, you know, a Bob Gainey or anything like that, but you have to have a little bit of defensive intensity.
You got to have that defensive intensity. You got to have that offensive creativity, and you got to be ready to change on a dime.
Let's send it over now to Rob Pizzo.
Well, thank you very much. Logan, your team looked a little shell-shocked in that first period, but you came out in the second, were able to bounce back, find the back of the net. What are your thoughts on that second period?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was better. I think, you know, in the first thing, we were kind of feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit. Like, obviously, you want to play for gold, but, you know, this stuff happens. You just got to find a way to, you know, get up and go to work, and I don't think we did it in the first, so I thought the second was better, but I got to come out and have a good third.
You got your team on the score sheet in that second period. Talk about that goal. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I don't know, just kind of a battle on the wall. Shiver got it up top, shot on that, found a rebound. Yeah.
20 minutes left in this hockey game, 20 minutes left in the season. What needs to change for you to get back in this game?
I think it's just effort, honestly. You know, we're losing puck battles. You know, we're not just playing how we play. You know, we're a hard-nosed team. We're not fancy. We're not, you know, none of that stuff like UNB is. You know, we play our way, and if we do that, then we'll be successful, but we're not doing it right now, so.
A lot of your teammates have, you know, this is their last game of their career. Is that something that's talked about, especially now here in the second intermission? And what do you think about them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're our rocks. You know, we look up to them every day. You know, they show us the way. They show us, you know, with their examples and everything like that. So it's definitely something we talk about. You know, we want to play for them. We want to, you know, go with a medal for them. And yeah, I mean, it's everything they've put in over the last 4 or 5 years, how long they've been here. You know, they set the tone. They set up the standards for all of us to come in and, you know, be successful. So, you know, absolutely, you want to play for them and you want to compete for them. So, absolutely.
Thanks so much for the time. Good luck in the third.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Rob, and thank you to Logan Linklater. He has the goal, the lone goal for Windsor. They trail 4-1 against UNB. We'll come back with more of our intermission report right here on CBC Gem.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back to Halifax. After 40, UNB Reds have themselves a 4-1 lead in this bronze medal game against the University of Windsor Lancers. UNB veteran defenseman Colton Kammerer not in the Reds lineup today. He's out with an upper body injury. Kammerer has been a key leader for this Reds program. Let's now hear from the Brookline, Ontario native.
Hi, I'm Colton Kammerer, captain UNB Reds. I'm a fourth-year business student. Yeah, I think leadership, it doesn't have to be loud. It's just about how you act day by day, and you can get the locker room to come together as a group over the season. That's the biggest thing as a leader, and the way our season's gone, I'd say our team's done a good job of doing that so far this year. I think the experience is great. I mean, obviously there's, two similar things in that when you win, there's a hell of a feeling. When you lose, it's the worst thing ever. And having experience with both those feelings is definitely a big thing to have in our back pocket. And we hope to have the better feeling coming out of this. Growing up, my dad always built a backyard rink. So shout out my old man, Paul.
yeah, he really got me into the game and was out there every night on that backyard rink and watched Leafs game together, being from Whitby, Ontario. So yeah, huge shout out to my dad and then all the coaches I had growing up. It's a funny story, actually. I was playing in the Memorial Cup with the Hamilton Bulldogs. And we lost to the St. John Sea Dogs in the final that year. And in the handshake line, Starter McDougall came up to me and said, "You want to be on the other side of this? You come join the UNB Red next year." And ever since then, I kind of fell in love with Gardner, his style. Came out on a recruitment trip to UNB and going to be in Freddie for quite some time, it looks like. It's busy for sure, but I think busy's good. And, you know, we got a great group of guys that make the, you know, the grind, you know, a little more fun. Obviously, coming to the rink every day, you probably put 4 or 5 hours in at the rink. Usually your classes before, homework after. It's a busy lifestyle for sure, but you know, can't thank UNB enough for all the opportunities they've given me. And being a student athlete is kind of been the best 4 years of my life. So yeah, very excited. Huge opportunity to play some really good hockey against some good teams. I think last time it was hosted here, there was over 43,000 fans through the doors, and hopefully we can top that number this year. And whenever you get to play in a building like this, it's pretty special. So we're very excited.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back, everybody. UNB in front here after 40 by a count of 4-1 over Windsor. Here's the numbers after 40.
Take a look at that shot clock right now.
Yeah.
We're through 40 minutes and we've had 23 shots in 40 minutes. A lot of block shots out there today. 19 block shots for UNB, 21 block shots for Windsor.
And let's show you all the scoring here. And here we go. Some goals early, some goals late.
Well, that first one is the roll-off goal from in front of the net. He just sets up in the office, puck comes to him, makes no mistake. Then his second goal, he takes the pass from the defenseman. Again, just buries the puck. Then we have the Jacques Dubois goal where he drives down, picks up the rebound. Another goal here by Linkletter on the rebound. And then our last goal is a great effort, and McPhee just comes in and shovels the rebound in.
Okay, we're going to go to break. We'll come back with a third period from right here in Halifax.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Welcome back. Getting ready for third period action in this bronze medal game. UNB Reds in front by 3 over Windsor. And there you see Max Donoso getting set for this third period. And wouldn't mind seeing a few more shots.
Yeah, let's hope for some really high offensive output in this period.
Final period of the season for both teams. Puck out to center ice now, sent back in by Cody Morgan. Had a 40-point campaign this year in AUS hockey for the Reds. Played around. Hins over for Shaw that went off his skate. Morgan jumps on it. Nick Savoie led the AUS in plus-minus with a plus 29 this year. McNamara, he gets flushed out from behind the net. This very well could be the last game in the career of Matt McNamara. Fifth-year senior. Fantastic time with this Windsor team. There's a shot from off the boards. Dubois now. He's got it into the slot there for Roloffs in his office. Roloffs with 2 goals in this game. They've broken up, and now Dubois couldn't make the pass. And UNB, they'll skate out of their own zone. Here's Dylan Chivas in front of his own net. Dobert pass to center, deflected in by Jones. And you're seeing a little more pep in the step, I guess you could say, for this Lancers team.
Well, they come out with a mission in the third period. They want to try and make this game close. They want to play as well as they can, and they certainly want to do it for the character guys and guys like Matt McNamara that are graduating. They want to do everything you can. You see Kevin Hamlin down there trying to pump up the troops, getting the guys to keep going. There's still a lot of hockey to be played here in the next 18 minutes. And the one thing you're going to notice after this game, every one of these guys is going to be sitting in the stands watching the gold medal game.
Yeah.
They're not just players, they're fans of the game as well.
This is Savoie. Take it to center ice. It's the return pass from LaRouche. Got tangled up there with McPhee, and that's going to be offside. Nick Savoie talking earlier in the season to Rob Henniger, and I asked him who's one of the guys that flies under the radar, and he said it was Nick Savoie. Plays big minutes, great skater, and real solid on that back end for UNB.
And he's done just an outstanding job on the back end throughout this tournament for UNB.
You got Savoie. He's got some eligibility left. D'Amato. He was a U Sports and AUS Rookie of the Year, or at least on the all-rookie team, so he's got some more eligibility. So that blue line is set for the next couple of years. Puck comes to Savoie. He'll sling it off the boards. LaRouche first on it. He's got a goal in this game. Puck in the skates of Barnett. And now Windsor trying to navigate through the neutral zone. Puck comes back to Taves, and that's going to be offside. While we have some time here, I've got to thank the folks at Universal Media, the production company that put this together for CBC Gem. A lot of hard-working folks there. Done a lot of AUS basketball, football, hockey over the years. So production company out of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. So we want to thank them. Scotty McLean, who leads that group. So thank them for all their efforts. They do a lot of heavy lifting. And this puck will slide down the ice, and that'll be icing. So this game has gone into a bit of a snail's pace here now, Kevin.
Well, you can see some of the spaghetti legs out there right now. These guys have played a lot of hockey in a very short period of time. You look at the UNB team, they're playing down 4 players right now, having to come in after last night's hard-fought battle. very little sleep, very little turnaround. They've got a 4-1 lead. Right now they're happy to just eat the clock and get through the third period.
Here's Cody Morgan. He gets squeezed out by Grabner. Mancini comes down off the blue line, pinches. Here's Roberto Mancini, tries to center it. Morgan in front. There's a shot that goes wide. Torrance was there. Mancini again keeps it in the zone. This is Morgan, a shot. Loose puck out in front. And now gobbled up by McMullen. Good spin move there by D'Amato to get away from the check. Both teams making changes here as we approach the 4-minute mark of this third period. Quick up. Kalora deflected that in. Can't get there in time, but it's kept in by Sheevis. Now on to Carruthers. Carruthers gets to the puck, plays it across the crease, the front of the crease, and now jumping on it. That was Jacques Dubois. He tried to center and went off a stick. And now here's Dubois. He almost got loose into the slot. Roloffs, his shot is blocked. Roloffs was again. There's a shot off the pads of Donoso. UNB looking dangerous. They want more. Roloffs up top. Slid it down low, and now Boucher will break it out as it's flipped away by Faust. And we got a whistle for a high stick here. So 5:08 remaining in the third period. As you take a look at Sal Kalora getting a chance to play. Now, when you were coaching, you know, you have extra bodies, right? So you're at the end of the season. Maybe you're out of the playoffs, or maybe it's a nothing game late in the regular season. Did you let some of those black aces get into games? Were you cognizant of that?
Absolutely. And you know, you never call the players at this level black aces because they're not there to be the fillers. They're there to learn. They're there to take advantage of their opportunities. For a lot of the first-year players, their opportunities come in practice. They practice hard, and when the guys work hard, it's an apprenticeship. You want to give them that opportunity to get in the uniform, get the feel of the dressing room, get that playing time so when they come back the next year, they're ready to go.
And you got a full roster in some cases. For example, when you were at Concordia, how many players would you have in your program?
Well, you don't have a reserve list of players you can bring from other programs like you do all the way through junior hockey. You know, the CHL has affiliate players in the CJHL. At university, you've got the guys that are there that are qualified, that are students, and you have to draw from that base. Most universities teams, they carry 27, 28 players. You'd always have a third goalie. Sometimes you'd have a fourth goalie, because depending whether or not your goalie was in his last year, if you had a player in a master's program, you would always need to have 3 goalies on the ice in practice, and you'd have to give the players that time off they needed, especially during exam times.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complicated, and you don't have as much wiggle room if you were, say, coaching an OHL team or a Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League team.
Absolutely. You know, when you're coaching in a junior program, you've got your 21, 22 players. You know, if you have injuries, you've got an extra guy who knows all your systems. If you go beyond the 1 or 2 injuries, then you're looking to bring up reserve players. Having them on the bench, maybe not getting them in the game, but when you put someone in a game who's practiced all year long, you got to get them on the ice. You got to let them play.
UNB trying to add a 5th goal to this game. So coming up at noon Eastern, we'll have the gold medal game in University Sport Hockey. And it's Trois-Rivières. They'll take on St. Mary's. And the Patriots, boy, they looked unstoppable in that game against UNB. St. Mary's really took control of Queens.
Yeah, and The one thing I saw from the UQTR team yesterday is total focus. They came prepared. They did everything they wanted to do. They're where they want to be right now, and they're going to come in the same way today. St. Mary's came in high energy, high intensity, played their game, physical, offensive, but they've done a great job in the defensive zone. So you're going to see a lot of offense against a real solid defense today.
So a penalty here to Cole Huckins, and a chance for the Lancers to try to get on the board, creep a little closer here. Still plenty of time, really. 13:32 in the third.
And the one thing we've seen in this tournament, we had St. Mary's up by 3 goals against Saskatchewan, and then it came back to a tie. We've seen that twice in this tournament, where 3-goal leads are nothing to look at and say this game is over. You got to keep playing right till the end.
Yeah, so you've had teams come back from being down in games. You've had quick goals. You've seen a little bit of almost everything in all these games so far.
And that's usually what you see at the University Cup. Teams that don't play a lot against each other. Some teams in the same conference meet all season long. Then you've got the AUS playing the Ontario Conference and the Western Conference. They don't know the teams as well. And what you get is a whole smorgasbord of hockey.
We've seen that here in Halifax. Here's Nolay. Out to center ice, McPhee. Couldn't capture that puck. Jones, he peels on the half wall. Linklater, he's got the lone goal here for the Lancers, and Baber at the end of the shift, he is dead tired. He goes off as he disrupted that play. Taves couldn't hang on to the puck. And Cheney couldn't connect on the pass sent down the ice with 26 seconds remaining in the power play. There's a shorthanded opportunity for Petizian. Puck floated down again, and not much working here on this power play for Windsor, Kevin.
UNB's taking advantage to of the fact that they've got a lot of open ice to move and pass that puck around. And right now what they've done is blanketed Windsor with their forecheck. Windsor's having a hard time getting their power play set up so that they can effectively break out and gain the blue line.
So we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as De La Fontaine will freeze it. Take a look at Emerson Miller. Didn't play the first game of the tournament. Back in there now. Roberto Mancini. Talking about apprenticeships, first season that he's with UNB last year, didn't play a lot, and then they lost all those players to the NCAA, and he got his opportunity. He ran with it this season, big number 55.
You know, it's a big step from junior hockey to university hockey, and some players need that 1 year. And in his case, he's able to practice hard, get the feel of what he needs to do to get better, probably trained really hard in the offseason. Now he's got his chance, and he's worked his way into a regular spot in the lineup, and he's contributing quite a bit right now to the UNB program.
Kind of a similar story is the player that we'll see in the gold medal game, Reed Vlad. I mean, he did play last season for St. Mary's, but he was given more opportunity from an offensive standpoint. Chance to play in the top 6, and boy, did he ever run with it. I mean, 27 goals, he led the nation.
Second team All-Canadian this year. So when you have that opportunity at this level, you got to seize it. And he seems to have come into his own, playing with a lot of confidence in this tournament. Every time you look inside the offensive zone, he's got the puck on his stick and he's making something happen.
And his skating is just phenomenal. When I die and go to the next life, I want to skate like Reed Vlad. I mean, unbelievable edge work.
Right now, if I come back, I want Mike Petizian's body and I want his feet.
Now that would be a real good combination for a hockey player. Played off the end boards. Doberts plays it off to the wing. Blagden can't get it out. They'll try once again. Played up along that far side wing. Here's Baber. Baber centers it out in front. He had Blagden there. Mole D to D for Barnett. And now Shivas started the season off as the 7th defenseman for this Windsor team and then moved up the ranks. And was their top point getter from the back end. Shivas now, he'll move up. He's got Hamlin with him. Hack away at it just inside the blue line. Still up against the boards in front of that UNB bench. Players being told to move it. Sprung loose. And now here's a potential 2-on-1 opportunity. Slid towards the net there by LaRouche. As that was McPhee. That puck got away from him. D'Amato pivots and goes back for the puck. Nice move by McNamara. Can he hold the line? No, he was surrounded by Reds. Petizian and McNamara collide lightly. And Cheney back inside his own zone. D'Amato weaves away from one man, weaves away from a second, hits center ice, and he'll dump it in and head off on the change. 8:50 remaining here in this third period. And we got a whistle here and for a high stick. Penalty coming up to the Lancers. We'll step out, we'll come back. 8:44 remaining in the third.
Sur IciTout.tv, 100% énergie, 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est IciTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
So when it comes to the UNB Reds, one word comes to mind. That word is consistency. And here's some proof. They're currently riding 2 streaks. First, they've qualified for this tournament 11 straight times. That's the longest streak in tournament history. And the second streak goes all the way back to 2005. They've been in the top 10, a mind-boggling 351 straight times. When it comes to winning, this program has been doing it for a very long time.
Thank you very much, Rob. And believe it or not, there was a time when this was really a mediocre program, UNB. And they made some adjustments. Gardner McDougall came in, brought his own culture and philosophy in, and they haven't looked back since.
When Gardner came in and took over the program, he knew he had to move it in an upward direction, and he did such a phenomenal job. Started with his recruiting, but what he did was he implemented a philosophy and he implemented a structure in that program that is still resonating today.
And he's a good salesman, Gardner McDougall. I mean, he can sell, ice cubes to the, the Inuit. He makes you believe. You sit down and talk to him for 15 or 20 minutes, he makes you believe that you can fly. I mean, he's got such a positive energy about him. Who wouldn't want to play for him? D'Amato back inside his own zone. Dubois on the puck. He has one of the goals in this game. Long stretch past Dubois. Tried to go east-west. That's broken up. Shaw, nice move. Put it between the legs of Torrance. Petizian, I think he's upset.
I think
couldn't
he let
tell.
him know what he was thinking.
He got the stick hacked out of his hands and was none too pleased. LaRouche will track the puck down. He'll go for a skate. It's canceled out. Nolay tried to play it back, and now partial 2-on-1. Shaw lets it go. That's stopped by De La Fontaine. He didn't know where that puck was. Here's Torrance. Lugs it up, tries to dance his man. Good job by Chivas on that one-on-one. LaRouche from out of the corner. Dobrich plays it to the middle of the ice. Colton Smith is there. Chivas will just lob that puck in. Down the stretch in this one now. 6:07 remaining in the third. Shuffled off for Carruthers. Carruthers in there with authority. He missed it. Smith snaps a pass far side off the skate of Taves. Leighton Carruthers now try to chip it around Cote. And now Smith will just hammer it off the boards. They've broken up. McPhee, he'll come back the other way. Sprints in over the line. That's a shot go and missed. Braden McPhee, he's not taking it easy in this game.
He's still going
He's
hard
still
with
going
5
hard.
minutes to go in this game. He came out that way today, and he hasn't relented.
Stewart roll-offs. Good pass to D'Amato. Roll-offs called for the puck. Centered out in front. It's a shot by Nolay. And now Owen Jones tries to race down the wing. He got taken down. As that was roll-offs that came back with some back pressure. Cody Morgan. Phenomenal season that he had with his UNB team. Arnett with his shot. No problems there for Donoso as he'll scoop it up. Okay, so just a reminder, the gold medal match coming up in university hockey. And there you see it. The Patriots taking on the St. Mary's Huskies. And this place will be packed with St. Mary's fans. I mean, there'll be a lot of noise in this building.
Well, the one thing you know when you come to Halifax and St. Mary's is playing, you're going to have fan support, and it's going to be loud.
After that game yesterday, walking out of the building, I mean, there were so many St. Mary's fans out on the street. So I would expect a real big crowd for this one. National championship on the line. St. Mary's, they've won one national championship led by head coach Trevor Steinberg. Meanwhile, Trois Rivières, they've won 5 titles. Puck comes out of the zone now, and D'Amato will take his time here. Chivas around the boards. Hintz is there. He got converged upon, and now Chivas will try it again. I'm sure he's not comfortable with that full shield on. You know, you play the whole season with just a half a shield and then have to wear that full shield. I would imagine it takes quite an adjustment. There's a loose puck there. McMullen is also wearing a full shield in this game. Mullen from off the boards. In front. Oh, what a save. De La Fontaine. Pure robbery off of Hintz.
Well, that's just tremendous focus by De La Fontaine. He's faced 11 shots today. And late in the game, we're almost 18 minutes into the game here, and he comes up with a huge save like that in a 4-1 game.
That was a soccer-style save.
Well, it just shows how his physicality and how agile he is in the back end there. And we've seen that from him throughout the tournament.
Yes. He came to the program last season after the Christmas break. He was playing in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League and got the call from UNB, so got a partial season under his belt, and then he took over as the #1 goaltender this year, and he's been very good for them. And there's a shot that ramps up and goes out of play.
You know, the one thing that people sometimes forget is that these players, for the most part, have played major junior. They played high caliber. They've been under a microscope throughout their junior careers. Then they come to university. They have a lot more practice time. They're able to develop. And these guys are ready to go on and play in the minor pros, most of them, or go over and play professionally in Europe. So even in the end here with 2 minutes to go, there's guys still here, and they're rehearsing for their next opportunity after their university career.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes we're so NHL-centric. We fail to realize there's all these other places where you can go and be a pro hockey player and have some satisfaction in your hockey career. And you take a look at Europe. I mean, Coach Cormier, you know, with Moncton, what a great career. If you go on Hockey DB or Elite Prospects and look at some of the places he's been able to go to, some of the teams he's been able to play with, and I believe 17, 18 years of pro hockey. I'm sure making a half-decent buck at it and being happy at something that you love to do. So it's not just the NHL. There's other places you can play if you're good enough.
You know, and you play hockey to get, as you say, the focus is on the NHL. But what a life experience coming out of university hockey, graduating with a degree in a program of interest, and then moving on to play pro hockey and traveling across Europe. It's something that when the players come into university hockey, they're not thinking about that. But then they start talking about it, and I'll tell you what, it's a university of hockey. It's a family. And you make friends for life here in university. As we mentioned earlier, you got guys from the same towns that pair up and come back and play together. And what you see out there is some of Canada's best hockey and some of our best young players.
I mean, Mark Flood, who played a little bit in the NHL, I know Mark, and I mean, he had such a fantastic experience. I know that he played in the KHL. There's a chance and they score, and that's McPhee. And McPhee, I don't know what he ate for breakfast this morning, but give me 2 servings of it as he has another goal here.
Well, we watched him. He's been on a mission all week here at the National Championship, and he made no mistake on that one. You got Petizian going in, making something happen, creating a fast turnover, bunts the puck back out, and there's McPhee. McPhee decided to set up in Roloff's office and take advantage of that opportunity right there. What a great job by Petizian getting in there to battle on the puck and just shovel it out in front where McPhee's waiting.
Yeah, he's smiling there now.
Smiling.
He wasn't smiling last time when his face went into that dasher.
You can see that gap right there in the smile.
Just to finish my thought, Mark Flood is a friend of mine. He played a little bit in the NHL with Winnipeg and the New York Islanders. And boy, the experiences that he had, he played in Sweden, I believe, played in the KHL. And you talk to him and he says, you know, a fantastic time in pro hockey, but living in other countries and, you know, learning the cultures of other countries. So a 5-1 lead here for the Reds, and they will capture the bronze medal at this year's 2026 University Cup. Not the medal they wanted. They were looking for their 11th national championship. It won't be. But you know, Rob Henniker and his staff, they'll reload. They'll find some great players. And like, as I said, I mean, this program has basically been turned over the last couple of seasons. So you're going to get guys with more cohesion. They know each other a little bit better, and they'll grow from this.
100%. And what you're going to see is Rob will take a few days off to be with his family, and then it'd be back out on the recruiting trail, making sure that the players that are graduating, he's got players ready to step in next year and fill those holes.
And no shame for Kevin Hamlin and University of Windsor. They had a fine season. Nothing to be overly disappointed about.
You know, you come in here with 8 teams and it's a 1 bump. 4 go home right away and 4 battle to get to the medal day. And we've got our 4 finalists here today.
So the UNB Reds, they will take 3rd place at this year's University Cup as they beat the University of Windsor Lancers by a count of 5-1. So I know it's only a 30-game schedule, or 27, 28, depending on the conference. And you think, wow, that's not a lot of games. This has been a long season for these teams, hasn't it?
It is, because you're practicing almost every day, and you've got a lot of travel in those 30 games. You know, and especially in the Atlantic Conference.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of bus trips. The weather changes throughout the winter. Bus trips get a little bit longer. You know, you're on the bus, you're studying while you're there. You know, sometimes they're out there and they're in midterms. They're focused on their academics. They got to prepare to play. That's a bit of fatigue, and then you add the travel to it. Season gets very long for these guys.
And I hate to sound like a broken record. I go back to Saskatchewan, Dawson Hull. The last 2 years playing high-level hockey like this for the University of Saskatchewan Huskies and taking medicine. I mean, that cannot be easy. You have to have some real good time management skills in order to accomplish that.
You know, I have a good friend, Dave Adolph, who coached the University of Saskatchewan Huskies, one of the premier programs in Canadian university hockey. And I said to Dave, I said, how do you do it with all the travel? He said, you got to plan right from the onset. Every year we take a look at our schedule. We know the heavy academic commitments our players are making. Whenever we can get downtime and give that back to the players, that's something we have to be focused on. So that whole management piece, when you're coaching at the university level, very different than coaching at the junior level where someone walks in and says, here's your itinerary this week. You're a university coach, you're planning that itinerary and you're making sure you're repeating it so your players stay on time.
And when would you start doing that?
You'd start doing that right at the end of the season. Right. You start planning for next year. Coaches that be here, the coaches that are here are talking about exhibition games. Somebody might be having a tournament. You may be full this year, but you want to talk to someone about coming 2 years from now. And all that planning is a year out before you ever get to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I mean, when you're playing a 60, 70-game schedule, I mean, it's almost like you're planning every other day or every week, but you're planning for a whole year. Show you now the brackets, and one more game to play, one more mountain to climb, and that's going to be the gold medal final, 12 Eastern. St. Mary's the host team. They'll get a lot of support in this building against UQTR, and that should be a real thrilling game. And UQTR, boy, what a role they've had here. I mean, they've only, in this tournament, have given up 4 goals.
You know, we talked about it yesterday. St. Mary's came in as the 8th seed. They're not the 8th place team coming in here. They were the 8th seed because you have to seed teams in order to come up with brackets. But last year, University of Ottawa was in the 8th seed position, and they won the national championship.
Okay, we'll get the presentation now for the players of the game.
Nous allons dévoiler les joueurs de match Nike par Blade Tech pour chaque équipe. Pour reprendre les prix, vous les accueillir. To present the awards, please welcome from Sports and Entertainment Atlantic, Carly Warrow. The Nike team player of the game, le joueur de match de Nike for Windsor, is number 20, Logan Linklater, forward, attaquant.
Woo!
Le joueur de match Nike, the Nike team player of the game from UNB, is number 89, Stuart Roloffs, forward, attaquant.
There's no surprise there, Kevin?
None whatsoever. The only surprise is they didn't give him his award in front of the net where he's been all day.
Yeah, he's all about net front presence, shooting the puck. He's a pretty good face-off man as well. So he had a big morning. I was going to say afternoon. I was going to say evening, so morning.
Early morning.
Early morning.
You know, the one thing I noticed with Stuart Roloffs is he plays both ends of the ice.
He does, yeah.
His offense comes from playing good defense.
For la remise de la médaille de bronze, voulez accueillir from the University of New Brunswick, Vice President Research, Dr. David McGee, and Executive Director of Athletics, John Richard.
So the medals will be presented to UNB. You know, speaking of Gardner McDougall, he was an assistant coach at the World Juniors. And the Canadian team, they won a bronze medal. And you know the way, we talked about this the other day, that hockey culture, bronze medal doesn't mean anything. Silver medal, you play to win the gold in hockey. It's win or nothing. And he's on tape in the dressing room saying, you know, I know right now this bronze medal might not mean anything to you, but in 20, 30 years' time, it'll mean something when you have your grandkids, and they'll be fascinated that you were able to capture this medal and that you played at a very high level. So, you know, gain some perspective down the line. You'll appreciate this medal a lot more.
You know, you really do. And as you say, Peter, you don't think about that when you don't make it to the final game and you're in the bronze medal game. But 20, 30 years later, I can tell you from personal experience, that bronze medal means a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's an accomplishment. Let's send it down now to Rob Pizzo.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Braden McPhee. Braden, congratulations on the bronze medal. I think a lot of people expected to see maybe a really tired and unmotivated Reds team today. Not the case. How proud of you of your team today?
Yeah, very proud. We've been through a lot of adversity this year, and a late night last night, that's nothing for us. We can get through that, and we knew we just had to stick to the process, and that's what we did, and had success tonight.
Braden, you've spent the last two games putting the puck in the net and getting beat up. Facing the Dasher yesterday, lost a Chiclet today. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, that's hockey, right? That's why we love the sport. So, yeah, I got to visit the dentist there after this. But, yeah, that's why we love the sport. It's a physical game, and it's all it's about right there.
I know this building is special to you. You played a lot of games here. You scored some big goals, including that tribute goal for your mother. When you think of this building and now when you add this to it, what memories come to mind?
Yeah, it's very special. A lot of games, a lot of hard-fought games here. And, yeah, it means the world to get back here and have some success here with my brothers, right? There's his family here, and it was an honor to be back.
Last one. We've got the gold medal game coming up. Are you going to be watching it? And can you give us a prediction?
I'm not going to give a prediction. I'll definitely watch, though, because that's an inspiration for us, because this is my first year, and we'll definitely be back in that game.
Congrats on the bronze.
Awesome.
Thanks for doing
this.
this.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob. So, the final score here, 5-1, UNB. They defeat Windsor, and hey, we're not done here, me and you. We've got the gold medal game coming up.
We're back for that gold medal game, and I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our producer, Ed Milliken.
Yes.
He's been in our ear through these first 5 games of the tournament, and I'm fortunate to have him as my coach while I'm here as your partner, enjoying my opportunity at the University Cup.
So on behalf of everybody, we'll see you at 12 Eastern for the gold medal game.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.